Welcome. Today, we're diving into the concept of state authority, a fundamental idea in government and law. Whether you're a student, a professional, or just curious about how societies are organized, understanding what a state authority is can help clarify how rules are made and enforced. In this video, we'll break down the definition, explore its key features, and look at real-world examples. Let's start by laying out the basics before moving into more detailed aspects of state authority. State authority refers to the legal power or right that a government or its agencies possess to make decisions, enforce laws, and maintain order within a specific territory. This authority is what allows governments to create rules, collect taxes, and provide services to citizens. Without state authority, there would be no formal structure to manage society's needs or resolve conflicts. It's the backbone of organized governance, ensuring that laws are not just suggestions but are actually followed and upheld. The concept of state authority has evolved over centuries. Historically, authority was often held by monarchs or tribal leaders. Over time, as societies grew more complex, formal governments emerged to manage larger populations and territories. Today, state authority is usually established through constitutions, laws, and democratic processes, giving legitimacy to those who govern. This evolution reflects humanity's ongoing effort to create order and stability in society. State authority is grounded in law. Constitutions, statutes, and legal precedents define the scope and limits of what a state can do. These legal documents outline who holds power, how it's exercised, and the rights of citizens. For example, a constitution might specify the powers of the executive, legislative, and judicial branches, ensuring that no single part of government becomes too powerful. This legal foundation is essential for maintaining order and protecting individual freedoms. State authority can take many forms, depending on the structure of government. In some countries, authority is centralized, with most power held by a national government. In others, authority is divided among federal, state, and local governments. Each level may have its own responsibilities, such as education, policing, or transportation. Understanding these types helps clarify how decisions are made and who is responsible for what in society. In a centralized system, most authority is held by a single national government. This government makes decisions for the entire country, setting policies that apply everywhere. Examples include unitary states like France or Japan. Centralized authority can lead to uniform laws and policies, but may also limit local flexibility. It's often used in countries where national unity and consistency are priorities. Decentralized authority means power is shared among different levels of government, national, regional, and local. Federal systems like the United States or Germany divide authority so that states or provinces have their own powers, such as managing schools or police. This allows for local solutions to local problems, but can also create differences in laws and policies across regions. Most modern governments divide state authority into three branches: legislative, executive, and judicial. The legislative branch makes laws, the executive enforces them, and the judicial interprets them. This separation of powers helps prevent any one branch from becoming too powerful and ensures a system of checks and balances. Each branch has its own distinct roles and responsibilities. The legislative branch is responsible for creating laws. This could be a parliament, Congress, or assembly, depending on the country. Legislators debate issues, propose bills, and vote on new laws. Their authority comes from the Constitution and the people they represent. By making laws, they shape the rules that govern society and protect public interests. The executive branch enforces laws and manages the day-to-day operations of government. This includes presidents, prime ministers, governors, and their administrations. They implement policies, oversee public services, and ensure that laws passed by the legislature are carried out. Executive authority is essential for turning laws into action and maintaining public order. The judicial branch interprets laws and resolves disputes. Courts and judges have the authority to decide if laws are constitutional and to settle conflicts between individuals, organizations, or government agencies. Judicial authority ensures that laws are applied fairly and consistently, protecting the rights of all citizens. This branch acts as a check on the other branches of government. State authority can come from several sources. The most common is a constitution, which sets out the powers and limits of government. Other sources include statutes, court decisions, and traditions. In democratic societies, authority is also derived from the consent of the governed, meaning the people give legitimacy to those in power through elections and participation. A constitution is the supreme law of the land. It outlines the structure of government, the distribution of powers, and the rights of citizens. Constitutional authority means that all government actions must comply with the Constitution. This provides stability and predictability, ensuring that no one is above the law, Statutory authority comes from laws passed by the legislative branch. These statutes give government agencies the power to regulate specific areas such as health, education, or transportation. Statutory authority ensures that government actions are based on clear, written rules, making it easier for citizens to understand their rights and obligations. Judicial authority is exercised when courts interpret laws or resolve disputes. For example, a court may decide if a new law is constitutional or if a government agency has acted within its powers. These decisions set precedents, guiding future actions by government and citizens alike. Judicial authority is essential for upholding the rule of law. In some societies, state authority is also based on traditions and customs. These unwritten rules can shape how power is exercised, especially in areas where formal laws are less developed. Customary authority often works alongside legal authority, providing stability and continuity in governance. In democratic systems, state authority is ultimately based on the consent of the governed. This means that people give legitimacy to their leaders through elections and participation. When citizens believe their government is legitimate, they are more likely to obey laws and support public institutions. This consent is a cornerstone of modern democracy. State authority is not unlimited. Constitutions, laws, and courts set boundaries on what governments can do. These limits protect individual rights and prevent abuse of power. For example, a government cannot pass laws that violate basic freedoms like speech or religion. Checks and balances ensure that authority is used responsibly. Checks and balances are mechanisms that prevent any one branch of government from becoming too powerful. Each branch can limit the actions of the others, creating a system of mutual oversight. For example, the legislature can pass laws, but the executive can veto them, and the courts can declare them unconstitutional. This system helps maintain a balance of power. The rule of law means that everyone, including government officials, must follow the law. State authority is exercised according to established rules, not personal whims. This principle ensures fairness, predictability, and equality before the law. It's a key safeguard against tyranny and corruption. State authority is enforced through various agencies, such as the police, courts, and regulatory bodies. These institutions have the power to investigate, prosecute, and punish violations of the law. Effective enforcement is crucial for maintaining order and ensuring that laws are respected. Police powers are a key aspect of state authority. They include the ability to enforce laws, maintain public order, and protect citizens. Police officers have the authority to investigate crimes, make arrests, and ensure community safety. These powers are limited by law to prevent abuse and protect individual rights. Regulatory agencies are specialized government bodies that oversee specific areas, such as health, environment, or finance. They have the authority to create and enforce rules within their domain. For example, a health agency might set safety standards for hospitals while a financial regulator monitors banks. These agencies ensure that complex sectors operate safely and fairly. Courts play a vital role in enforcing state authority. When laws are broken, courts have the power to impose penalties, order compensation, or issue injunctions. Their decisions are binding and must be followed by individuals and government agencies alike. Judicial enforcement ensures that laws are more than just words on paper. Administrative agencies are another important part of state authority. They implement and enforce regulations in areas like taxation, immigration, and labor. These agencies have the power to issue licenses, collect fees, and conduct inspections. Their actions are guided by laws and subject to judicial review to ensure fairness. State authority is essential for providing public services like education, healthcare, and transportation. Governments use their authority to collect taxes and allocate resources for these services. By organizing and funding public goods, state authority helps improve quality of life and promote social welfare. One of the most important powers of state authority is the ability to levy taxes. Taxes fund essential services and infrastructure, from schools to roads. The authority to tax is usually defined by law and subject to oversight, ensuring that it is used responsibly and fairly. State authority plays a major role in education. Governments set standards for schools, fund public education, and regulate curricula. This ensures that all children have access to quality education and that schools meet certain standards. Education policy is often a key area of debate in politics. Healthcare is another area where state authority is vital. Governments regulate hospitals, set health standards, and fund public health programs. By exercising authority in this area, states can respond to health crises, control disease outbreaks, and promote general well-being. State authority is used to build and maintain infrastructure like roads, bridges, and public transit. Governments plan, fund, and regulate these projects to ensure safety and efficiency. Infrastructure development is a visible example of how state authority shapes daily life. While state authority is necessary for order, it must be balanced with individual rights. Constitutions and laws protect freedoms like speech, religion, and privacy. Governments must respect these rights when exercising authority, and courts can intervene if they are violated. Civil liberties are fundamental rights protected by law, such as freedom of speech, assembly, and religion. State authority must respect these liberties, even when maintaining order. Courts play a key role in protecting civil liberties from government overreach. Due process means that the government must follow fair procedures when exercising authority. This includes giving notice, holding hearings, and allowing appeals. Due process protects individuals from arbitrary or unfair treatment by the state. During emergencies, such as natural disasters or pandemics, state authority may be expanded to protect public safety. Governments can impose curfews, restrict movement, or allocate resources. These powers are usually temporary and subject to oversight to prevent abuse. Martial law is a special form of state authority used in extreme emergencies. It allows the military to take control of certain functions, such as policing or maintaining order. Martial law is rare and usually limited in scope and duration to protect civil liberties. State authority is also shaped by international law. Treaties and agreements can limit or guide how states exercise power, especially in areas like trade, human rights, or the environment. States must balance their own authority with their obligations to the international community. Sovereignty is the ultimate authority of a state to govern itself without outside interference. It means that a state has the right to make its own laws and policies. However, sovereignty can be limited by international agreements or organizations, such as the United Nations. Human rights are universal rights that all people possess, regardless of where they live. State authority must respect and protect these rights, even when enforcing laws or maintaining order. International agreements, such as the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, set standards that states are expected to follow. Governments use state authority to regulate the economy. This includes setting rules for businesses, protecting consumers, and managing public resources. Economic regulation helps ensure fairness, stability, and growth, benefiting society as a whole. State authority can extend to owning and operating businesses known as state-owned enterprises. These companies provide essential services such as electricity, water, or transportation. State ownership allows governments to ensure access and affordability for all citizens. Social welfare programs, such as unemployment benefits or Social Security, are managed through state authority. Governments use their power to collect funds and distribute assistance to those in need. These programs help reduce poverty and promote social stability. Environmental protection is another area where state authority is crucial. Governments set regulations to control pollution, protect natural resources, and promote sustainability. By exercising authority in this area, states can address global challenges like climate change. State authority faces many challenges, including corruption, inefficiency, and resistance from citizens. Globalization, technology, and social movements can also limit or reshape how authority is exercised. Governments must adapt to these challenges to remain effective and legitimate. The future of state authority will be shaped by new technologies, global issues, and changing public expectations. Digital government, international cooperation, and greater transparency are likely to play bigger roles. As society evolves, so too will the ways in which state authority is defined and exercised. To sum up, state authority is the legal power that governments use to create order, provide services, and protect rights. It is defined by constitutions, laws, and the consent of the governed. While essential for society, state authority must be balanced with individual freedoms and subject to checks and balances. As the world changes, so will the ways in which authority is exercised. Understanding state authority helps us appreciate the complex relationship between government and citizens.